All right. Well, I've taken a few weeks off for multiple reasons. I haven't felt well. I was traveling and basically just didn't have any time to video. So today we're going to do something pretty fun, or at least I hope it's fun. We're going to see if we can get this 47 blower on the 332 here, and we're going to see if we can blow snow with 332 and a 47 blower, and this will be with a quick hitch. So this is part 2 of that series that I started back in, I guess, early December, would be my guess. Found the belt that I need. It's a Napa B28 belt. I haven't tried it on. It may work, may not work. Got on, I think I found that information on either My Tractor Forum or Weekend Freedom Machines. Can't remember which one. There were a couple posts on there about what belts work. The belts are no longer available from Deere for these for the PTO kits, and so it's just a matter of looking up the length and stuff. But what I'm going to do now is, what I've already done is I've gone ahead and put the pin in there to keep the blower straight, and then I'm going to go ahead and unhook the angle cylinder, because I need that circuit for the chute rotation for the 47. So you only can have one hooked up. So I'm going to do that. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this belt on there. And then we will see if we can get the snowblower off of the X758. I'm going to have to change out the drive shaft, I believe, because the drive shaft's quite a bit longer. So I will have to change that out. And I think that was going to require... I think it's going to require taking the upstop off. We'll have to see there once I get it off. But I'm going to work on that. This will probably be a total 3-part series. The first part of this series will probably just be, or the first part was getting the quick hitch on there. The second part is the video you're watching now, which will probably be getting the blower the rest of the way on the quick hitch. And then the last part will be blowing snow. So let me get busy, and we'll see if we can get it done today. All right, so I've tried this a couple times, and there's probably going to be about 20 minutes of video that's not going to make it on here, just because I've tried this a couple different ways and it hasn't worked, and so there's a lot of talking on that part. But I think I've figured out how this all needs to go together now, and so we are going to see if we can't get it together. Just a matter of getting everything in there. I have taken off that front bar that runs across. I'll show that to you here in just a second. This is just a lot of... I mean, this is you have to remember that this is a retrofit kit. You know, they're retrofitting the newer blowers on the 300 series when they put this out there. So it's not like this was ever designed when these machines were new. This is not what was supposed to go on here. So, but let's see if we can't make it at least look good. All right. So, seems like the belt fits okay. Yep. All right. So now we're going to put this bar back across here and do that. Hopefully it fits. Something a little bit like this, I think. I'm just going to kind of let it hang there for just a second while I can get all the pins on here. You might have to go back and reference when I first put this kit on here. That might be the best way to go back and try to figure out what I'm doing over here on the far side. Basically, I'm just putting this bar back across. And then once I get it on here, then we'll figure out how we need to adjust the nuts and bolts, etc. Sorry for my shoulder there. All right. So we've got our belt on. We've got our, it's mated back there. So now ultimately we're going to need to figure out how to set the height on this to where it just kind of locks into place. I wonder if we can just put it into place like that and then lock it in. Let's try that and see if we've got enough tension on the belt to where it won't come out. So it's not necessarily a direct tension mechanism that's on here. It's kind of a locking mechanism. Okay. Oops. Let's go get another. Oh, there we go. So they say these are flange bolts for a reason. All right. So there's that. So I guess the key thing for us to do is to crank up the 332 and see what kind of neat noises it makes. I think is the belt. Belt seems to be pretty straight in there. I think it's about as straight as you're going to get, at least. And so it seems pretty solid. So actually I'm not going to, just because I'm in the shop and it's about 5 degrees outside, I'm going to try to keep the door open as little as possible. So I guess the next thing we need to do is to get the blower off of the X758 and get the drive shaft switched over. Alright, so now we need to get the traditional X series drive shaft off of there and install the drive shaft that goes on the 300 series. And so to give you a little idea of how different they are, the 300 series drive shaft is much longer. My guess is that is Deere basically kind of used that off of another machine. That's such a great retaining bit there for the roll pin. So now I need to go find a roll pin punch and get the roll pin off of there. We're going to see if I actually guessed right the first time. Generally, I do not. Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I did. Oops. All right. Now, hopefully there's enough grease on there that just comes right off. Perfect. That's what we wanted to see. Did not want to see anything else. Just go ahead and drop that back in there. That was a little loose, which is not good, but all right. So now what we have in this case is we actually have a shear bolt, even though it's a keyed shaft. I'm going to see if this bolt actually fits through here. it does. So that is how this goes on there. We went past it. There we go. Just like that. We'll get that squared away. You'll get a 7/16. It is a 7/16. Just like that. And it spins. Sweet. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a few minutes and I'm going to make sure that that everything on this drive shaft's nice and greased. I need to go ahead and grease the splines and everything, only because I don't want anything happening to this drive shaft, because this is a relatively unique and very expensive drive shaft if you can find it. So I want to go ahead and make sure that everything is pretty good and good to go. So I'm going to go do that, and then we will work on getting on the machine, and we will see if we can't blow a little snow with a 332. All right, let's see if we can't get this bad boy on here. Like I said, it's one of those things that I'm trying to keep everything as off as I can, simply from the standpoint of okay, did it? Okay, I test fitted this just a minute ago before I put the drive shaft on. There we go. Okay. It's like before I put the drive shaft on this, I test fit it on there and make sure it all worked. All right, so I think the last thing we have to do is to lift the quick hitch up and get this bad boy outside. All right, I'm gonna have to admit I am pretty impressed. For 16 horsepower, it'll actually blow a little bit of snow. So I'm gonna set this camera up right here. I'm gonna try to get the driveway right here at the house finished. And not having a cab when you're used to one is a little bit concerning, because I don't really have anything to protect me from melting snow, so I'm trying to keep the snow off of me. But and I don't have the skids down because I got to move some other concrete, snow and concrete. But we'll see how long the GoPro video lasts. I'll just keep video until it's dead.